One of the things that stands out in my memory was talking with a young lady, very articulate young lady, very well educated. At that time had her bachelor's degree, has gone on to do her master's, is currently doing her doctorate. And for her to sit chatting with me and with tears running down her cheeks to tell me, Jerry, you do not know what it means to me as a black woman that my ancestors were slaves. And that was a poignant moment for me when I realized that it's not a matter of saying to people, oh, suck it up, this was 200 years ago, for crying out loud. It goes way beyond anything that I had understood at that point in time. And so there is a significant amount of healing that still has to take place.
The question is asked, does white people have privileges that black people don't have? The answer to that question is again, yes. This is demonstrated in Barbados. Recently, I have been told by a young police officer that in his experience in the police force of Barbados, that there's a multitude of policemen who would never ever stop a white man or a white woman. Yet still, they would have no hesitation of stopping black people. So yes, they're in a privileged position. Another thing is, worldwide, it is believed that when you deal with the black man, that the black man, regardless to who he is, where he comes from, has no real international representation or any real power. So therefore, he is easy prey. A white man, you're never sure who he is, what connections he have. That put them in a privileged position. And the Asians ran a close second. The Asians and the Chinese ran a close second. And one of the reasons for this too is control economic power. Until we are in a position to control economic, scientific, and military to redress that imbalance, then we ourselves are contributing to it by not doing the things that we need to do to change that situation. And it will not be changed by anybody. We ourselves have got to do it.
There was a time when in coming through immigration and customs, I would be sent through the green line, my wife sent through the red line with no questions asked. That has stopped. We're treated together as a couple. I think we're making progress in the society.
Chinese have nuclear weapons, whites have nuclear weapons, Indians have nuclear weapons. This is a show of strength. This to them is a show of advancement. And this in our minds, in the minds of black people, put us in a mental disadvantaged situation. So yes, I would say based on these fundamental factors that they are in a privileged position. They're in a privileged position because they're capable of representing themselves.
You will find on a one-on-one that through the culture of Barbados look like colored people and high-skinned people, right? And the white man would get treated better in the store than a black man. One of the perfect examples that you should check is to go to Oceans on a Friday night and see black people serving black people and hollering at them and screaming at them and shouting at them and treating them with scant disrespect in their own environment, and yet still millions of dollars are being passed through their hands.
This is demonstrated in the kind of questions and the kind of difficulties that a young black man, especially in Barbados, would find gaining access to capital if he wanted to start a business, compared to what problems a white man or an Indian man might have presenting the same kind of business plan to the same bank in Barbados. Now, we have done extensive studies on this in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom Caribbean Chamber of Commerce in the 80s commissioned researchers to undertake that study. And what we found is that they did a study where 18 people, out of the 18, 12 were white, 6 were black, went to banks with the same proposals, and 10 of the 12 whites, their proposals were accepted, and none of the 6 blacks, the proposals were accepted, and the proposals were all the same. That was an exercise done by the United Kingdom Caribbean Chamber of Commerce, and that was done in England in the 80s. I believe that nothing has changed.